Are you an early bird? Are you more of a night owl? Or is there a certain time of day where you have more energy than other parts of the day? That's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. Let's get started. Hey, Messenger. Welcome to the Market Your Message show. I'm your host, Jonathan Milligan, and author of the book, Your Message Matters, How to Rise Above the Noise and Get Paid for What You Know. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about chronotypes. Yes, chronotypes. What is a chronotype? What does that even mean? We're going to get into that and much more. But before we do, have you had a chance to pick up a copy of my latest book? If not, you can actually go to yourmessagemattersbook.com and we'll ship out a free copy to your doorstep. All we ask is that you pay shipping and handling. So again, go to yourmessagemattersbook.com to get my latest book. It's 267 pages of how to take your message, if you're a writer, speaker, or coach, and build an audience online and build multiple income streams for your business. All right, so let's get into today's topic. So I recently was invited to an organization to talk about setting up your ideal day and even your ideal week, and how do we manage our energy for peak productivity. Productivity is something I'm passionate about, especially for you entrepreneurs, because the ability to manage your energy is so vitally important. And here's why. Because nothing's going to get done if you don't do it. And this is a big shocker for people when they start working for themselves. Man, it was so much easier when I worked a normal 9-to-5 job and I always had my boss over my shoulder. I had meetings that were scheduled for me. Now my whole day is free and it's up to me to make things happen. And people start struggling. And then what happens is the response makes it worse, because what we tell ourselves is, I just need to be more disciplined. If I can just be more disciplined and on top of things. And so we try to discipline our way to productivity. The truth is none of that works. But what does work is discover your natural chronotype. What exactly are we going to be talking about in today, and what does this mean? So here's a few things that you're going to discover in today's session. What a Lion Chronotype is and how to best structure your mornings. What a Bear Chronotype is and when your natural energy spikes if you're more of the Bear Chronotype. What a Wolf Chronotype is and how the evenings might work best for you. And finally, what a Dolphin Chronotype means for your rest and your productivity. Let's jump in. Let's talk about this. The first principle, before we actually get to the chronotypes and explaining what that is this. Building a better day is more about energy management than time management. So instead of discipline, I need to have every 20 minutes of my day planned out so I can keep myself organized and efficient and productivity. Listen, the goal is not to do more. The goal is to get the right things done, to be more efficient. That's what we're trying to do here. And here's the thing. You have natural energy spike, and all of us are different. So there's 4 chronotypes. This actually comes from the book, The Power of When, by Dr. Michael Bruce. He's known as the sleep doctor, and he began studying circadian rhythms, looking at why people were lacking sleep, how to get better sleep, how to have a more productive day. And in his research, he discovered that there are actually 4 chronotypes. Now, we know this instinctively because we've heard people who rise up early are early birds. People who come to life at night are night owls. And that's a very real thing. The truth is there's actually 4, according to Dr. Michael Bruce. So I want to introduce these to you and then help you understand that you're one of these 4. And if you will align your day according to one of these 4 that you are, you'll find that you'll be more productive. you'll get more things done. And you'll be able to work less too. And I'll tell you about a personal application here in just a minute. So the first one is called the Lion Chronotype. Now, lions are the early birds. They are morning-oriented, driven optimists with medium sleep drive. Lions account, according to Dr. Bruce, 15 to 20% of the population. Peak workday energy is somewhere around 6 to 10 a.m. So mornings are super important. That's when they're at the highest energy. And some famous lions are Maya Angelou, Benjamin Franklin, and Tim Cook as examples. So what do you think? Are you more of the lion? Do you identify with the lion? Maybe you get to bed early, or you bound out of bed in the morning and you say, you know what, I'm a lion. So that's the first chronotype. The second one's called the bear. Now, bears are midday people. And they tend to rise and fall and go to bed or wind down according to the natural rising and setting of the sun. So typically, bears are not morning person and they're not an evening night owl. They're neither. And if you've never identified with one of the others, then maybe this will be an encouragement to you. That you don't have to be an early riser. You don't have to be a night owl. That it's okay for you to be a midday person. In fact, 50% of the population, according to Dr. Bruce, are bears. So your peak workday energy is going to be in the middle of the day, middle of the workday, sometimes somewhere between noon and 2 p.m. And of course, some famous bears are George Orwell, Jeff Bezos, Ariana Huffington. So there's the bears. Next, we have the wolf. So the wolves are afternoon and even evening people with a medium sleep drive. They account for about 15 to 20% of the population. Peak workday hours for wolves are the afternoon. And I'll be giving you an example in a second. I'm more of a lion. My energy is at its lowest between 2 and 4 p.m. It is difficult for me to do anything that requires a lot of thought, creativity in the afternoons. It just does not work for me. But others, man, they're just now hitting their stride. The morning was difficult, but the afternoon, they're cranking on all cylinders. So there's the wolf. You see some famous wolves, J.R.R. Tolkien, Mark Twain, Bill Gates. All right, finally is the dolphin. Now, dolphins are the evening and night people. They come alive at night. These are the true night owls, and they're often light sleepers because a dolphin, they have both of their sides of their brain working at the same time. I think it's called unihemispheric is the professional name. But what that means is they could be asleep, but their other half of their brain is alert and active because they're trying to survive in the wild. And so a dolphin is for those of us who we're really light sleepers. We tend to really get our energy in the evenings, and they account for about 10% of the population. Their peak workday hours are late afternoons, even into the evenings, 4 to 6 p.m. Famous dolphins include Charles Dickens, William Shakespeare, Richard Branson. So the question is, which of the four are you? Now, you can actually go to the Power of When quiz.com. It's a free quiz. I think it asks about 16 questions, and it will show you what your chronotype is. But what I want to do is I actually want to try to apply this to you messengers. So you book writers, you course creators, you speakers, coaches. How can we apply this? Let me give you a personal example. So when I signed my book contract for the Your Message Matters book with the publisher, I had to figure out how to fit writing a book into my already busy schedule. And I had to have time to do it every single day. So it was going to be shifting things around in a big way. So my first idea was I'm going to do all of my business stuff, right? Checking Slack, talking with my team, checking my emails, sending out emails to my list, do it all in the morning, get it out of the way so that I can clearly focus on writing the book. The problem is it did not work for me. I found myself falling asleep trying to write. I couldn't construct one sentence after the other in the afternoon. It did not work for me. But when I flipped it around and realized as a Lion Chronotype, my peak productivity is 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., I jumped into the book first. I would wake up, grab a cup of coffee, and I'd start working on the book. And man, it just flowed most days effortlessly for me. And then after about 4 hours, I was done. It was about all the cognitive ability I had to concentrate on writing a book. And I would literally give myself a break. And then I would spend the afternoons on meetings, Slack messages, emails, and so on. And that for me, my friend, is what helped me to get that book done. I lined up my natural chronotype to, which was a lion, to the most important things that I needed to get done were in the morning. And I've carried that over ever since. So for me, most mornings, I have no meetings on my calendar. I do that by intention so that I could do my best deep work, my creative work in the mornings. And I push all of my meetings, my calls, my coaching calls, my classes with my membership site, my live stream show, I put all of it in the afternoon because it just works for my chronotype. So think about how you can apply this. If you are a lion, protect your mornings. If you are a wolf, protect your afternoons. If you're a bear, protect your midday. If you are a dolphin, protect your evenings and be okay with the fact that you're energized then to do your best work. So there you have it. I hope that was helpful to you. And what would you like for me to cover on future episodes? Let me know. And also don't forget that if you have not yet picked up a copy of my book, you of course can go and get it on Amazon, get it in the bookstore, but I'm happy to send you a free copy. Just pay for shipping by going to yourmessagemattersbook.com. That's it for this episode, and let me know what you'd like for me to cover in future episodes. And also take a moment and like, share, subscribe, or even review our show. And until next time, never forget, your message matters.